welcome back. It's time to communicate, educate, and elevate. It's time for real talk. It's time to say, are you okay? Am I okay? It's time to communicate in a real talk way. We'd like to welcome back, of course, Mr. Anthony. And then we also like to welcome you to us today is Mr. Christopher Cleaver III. Cheever the third. Yes.
Ma'am.
Okay.
Cheever.
Now, is it okay to call you Mr. Cheever, or is it okay to call you Chris?
Chris is fine.
Okay, Chris.
Yes,
so,
ma'am.
so Anthony, can you give us a review of what we talked about in our last segment?
Sure. And by the way, thank you for even opening up this space so that we can have
Thank you.
dialogue.
Peace to you. Peace to you.
Yeah, most definitely. Because as we've been communicating about young men and the psychological safe space that they need to be able to effectively communicate based on how they're feeling and what's happening to them. Dr. Carroll, you buried in January 5 young men between the ages of 17 and 29
Yes.
from suicide. So, again, us not knowing what is happening internally with us, people just don't know because we don't talk about it. As men, we compartmentalize what we're feeling. So again, like I say, I want to thank you, and we have Chris today. You want to share something about how you're feeling and what's going on with you?
As far as I'm feeling, man, I can't even lie. I feel like I'm, reborn. It's
Okay.
different. Like,
I like it. So
Yeah.
elaborate a little bit more on that.
I could tend to be kind of deep sometimes. So
And we like that. It's some
we
real
like that
talk.
deep.
Yeah,
It's real
yeah,
talk.
yeah.
Because see,
And-
that's what we're saying. Are you okay? And then you have to make sure that I'm okay.
Yes, ma'am. It's like like even me, like y'all okay as well. Like it's not just about me. Like I thank y'all for this place because with what you said about that suicide rate. Like I know a lot of them young men probably felt like they didn't have a place to go. Because the world is so judgmental nowadays. So it's like it's hard for you to be free to be yourself without people, having. Or even the thought of you being like, people are thinking about me the type way when it should be genuine love, like shouldn't nobody, have to think about being judged by somebody they call their mama or their dad or their best friend, you feel what I'm saying? Like everybody should have the free space to go to.
It's interesting that you said what you just said because in the speech where you talked with the young boys at Duke's Foundation, one gentleman stood up and said exactly that. He said that I don't feel safe at home. My mom beats me just because I exist.
Right.
And so elaborate a little bit more on what you were just saying.
I even had a friend that before I met you, Dr. Carroll, he told me about something you said that really made me want to, do this even more. And he was saying a lot of the people that you, a lot of the brothers that you put in the ground recently, like when you deal with their families, the main thing is their families don't know why they did it. And it's like, how many times have they already tried to come to you and try to, be free, and they, it's just, how many times have they really tried to come to you and really talk? And how many times have people really listened? Like, the only reason I feel like I'm free to talk right now is because these cameras rolling and whatnot. But, once these cameras go off and I go home, or, to myself in my car, that's it, Like, the only reason people are listening is because it's a camera rolling. Like, does this silence with people really exist when the cameras ain't rolling? Like, that's how deep it is. Like, it goes deeper than just, men committing suicide because they think too much or the world already got it set up to where, us as black men, we already come out the womb beating up on ourselves whether we know it or not. Like social media, the way social media got it set up, it's just so many other things that already make it hard for black men because the world already depicts it as black men supposed to already have a plan.
Yeah.
We supposed to know. We supposed to not feel. We supposed to, and it shouldn't be like that because at the end of the day, like if you go back and look at the Bible, it say we come from women, like like I said that kind of wrong. I apologize, but women come from us, so you know it like goes. So you know that if women come from us, how are we not supposed to be emotional too? You know, like, and at the same time, like, I kind of sort of said that right too, because women give birth to the man.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
So how am I not supposed to be emotional as a man? Like, I'm human too. You know, like, it's not just validated with just women being able to be free or be emotional. It's okay for men to be emotional too, but it's harder for people to accept it because, like I said, men are supposed to already have it figured out.
And you know, interesting that you say that. I had to start accepting the fact that I don't have all the answers.
Right.
And recently, in my early I'm still in my early 40s, but I just started to saying to people, hey, I don't have all the answers. Like today when I was saying to you, hey, I need some help. I'm trying to figure this out.
Yeah, right.
So what you're saying that it's like expectation.
It's an expectation.
Society
Yes.
puts certain expectations where it's not really what it is.
Right.
It's already designed that this is what a young boy growing up, this is what they should be doing, and when the manhood come, it's not there.
It's not
So you didn't even, the expectation that they put up there for you is not really at the end when you get to be that man. It's not there.
Everything that glitter ain't gold.
Ain't gold,
for real.
yeah.
You feel
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying? Like, one thing that led me to my spiritual journey was my cousin. I got a cousin named Isaac. And, you know, we kind of, like, we went separate, but we followed the same path first. Like, you know, struggling, had to do what we had to do in the streets too. But then, you know, he ended up getting to a point where he could mess up a lot of money, you know, legitly through businesses. You feel what I'm saying? Like, doing it the right way, like nothing illegal. And like, basically, like I'm saying, his concept was the whole concept of like, and it's a lot of young brothers that, oh man, like it give me chills sometimes because I get it. Like, I can hear the people telling me as I'm growing up, like, you know, like I could talk to some young people, you feel what I'm saying? And I'm just 28, you know, but I can talk to some young people because I do it now, and I see me talking to myself, and then the person that's talking to them is the older people that was talking to me in my past. Like, I see how hard it was to talk to me.
Yes.
So it's patience as well with all this too, because people gotta have patience to be able to deal with the mental stress that come with people trying to be free.
Gotcha.
You know? So like my cousin, I was trying to say, a lot of these young brothers got the concept where it's like, I got to get it on my own. I got to do it on my own.
Yep.
You know, but I like, my cousin told me, I tell them same young brothers, because, you know, I feel like I could talk in the room with preachers, scholars, you know, but I could also talk to you, you know, them kids on the corner too, and I tell them, like, my analogy would be, if you out here selling weed or you out here breaking in houses, don't you still need somebody to come by? Don't you still need a house to go into? You still need somebody.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying?
Sir.
You can't do it on your own. Just like on the positive aspect, if you on the corner selling water, don't you need somebody to come buy it? You still need somebody.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, only reason you get stuff like that is because you either going to get it or people see an active service, so they come get it. But when you really need somebody, do people, like, once again, like I said, these cameras rolling right now, but when these cameras go off, do people really listen?
Yes, because then, like you just said, we back to just us.
Yeah. Even it's this one girl that's very special to me. She mean a lot, and she made me realize one time, like, if all this technology stopped, like Instagram, Twitter, and everything, and all we, like, the people we love, all we had was just us in the room. How would y'all communicate and let each other know y'all love each other? Or how would you let these people know that they beautiful, et cetera, et cetera?
Without the
tech. People don't know how to communicate. Just like I was telling some friends earlier, it's all about communication. One friend was like, you know, I don't like to do stuff like this because, you know, my past and woo. And then my other friend, he's like, I get it, you know, like, I understand, et cetera, but it's just about communication. You feel what I'm saying? And even still, like with them younger brothers, some of the older people, you know, they don't know how to have patience either. You
So
feel what I'm
so
saying?
let me ask you this. So how would you, listening to what you're saying, how would you go out and tell your homeboys and tell the young ladies the out there doing their things and doing what they want to do?
Because
How do you go out there and communicate? Are you okay? And do you ask yourself, am I okay? So how we bring that love into the community?
I know everybody in the room done heard the whole, you know, everything start at home. You know, love starts at home, you know, but when you go deeper than that, like home is just not a shelter, like home is the vessel.
Yeah.
You know, you feel what I'm saying? Home is the body. So first, like the way I would promote your message, my first thing would be start with yourself, love yourself. You know, just like them young ladies, you was just, it's so deep to me, my love. Like it could bring, like I start crying because it's so deep. Like these young ladies out here really searching for love that they daddy didn't give them. You feel what I'm saying? And I understand that because I got a thing for women. Like I love women. You feel what I'm saying? It's so beautiful, but at the same time, it's like, you don't gotta go out here and search for the love that you're looking for from your daddy through Instagram photos and these likes and these dudes, and you don't gotta lay with these dudes to feel love. You start with yourself. Start home. You feel what I'm saying? Like even the stuff that you wasn't giving in your physical home, you can give it to yourself. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's that deep, and even still, like I said, I could flip it and give it to the brothers too. You feel what I'm saying? But it go both sides of the field. Like I'm glad you didn't let me forget them lost goddesses and sisters out there. But for real, it's that deep. Like the more I talk, the more I keep crying.
I really feel your pain.
Yeah.
Because when I went to the school, and I used to be a school teacher, but it's been a while since I've been out there in the school system. And the first visit, there was a fight. Two sisters fighting.
Over a dude?
I don't know why they were fighting, but just my experience walking into the school, and the first thing I see, two young, beautiful ladies fighting. And my question to Mr. Dukes, I said, well, what is going on? And he said, we need not only just the guys, but what I'm doing with the Dukes Foundation, we need to do something with our young ladies too.
Right.
Because it's not just no love, I'm okay, are you okay? With just the guys, it's also with the girls too.
But like I said, to have them beautiful minded men, like they come from women, like they, you know, so it starts with, it's them too. So yeah, I agree with that. I definitely do.
You know, first of all, I want to say that I appreciate you even showing a side of you that most of us men don't show, which is that emotional side. And it seems as though being an empath, because I've learned that I'm an empath.
Yeah.
So you for me, okay.
Yeah,
so
and it like just to touch something like you just learning and you just 40 something. You feel what I'm saying? I'm 20 something.
Yeah, so you already.
Yeah, and so but that just goes back to how many of our older elders are woke up within themselves too.
Yes, sir.
A lot of our older elders didn't take the time to love themselves because the first thing they had to do was just go work and take care of that. My granddaddy dropped out of middle school and started taking care of his family.
So he didn't get time to get into it with self. And a lot of us, even that, are not educated on that. So that's why I say I appreciate you sharing a part of you that a lot of younger people in your generation won't share. Because again, it's scary.
It's scary.
Like somebody gonna judge
even
you.
For me, the Crown film right now, you know, people gonna see this because people know me in the street for whatever. But at the end of the day, like this person that y'all talking to, this is really who I am.
That's your authentic.
Yeah. Don't ever get it twisted. What you see, however, you know, I do what I do, and I'ma handle it how I handle it. But don't ever get it twisted. Everything I do is out of love from my body.
Yeah. And so again, you know, thank you. Because that is power within itself. Because when we don't understand ourselves, we stay bottled up in that shell. Because we're feeling things and dealing with things that we don't allow out. And so
Right.
again, are you okay? Are you okay? Oh, well, am I okay?
Because even when I see people, and especially the people that you really care for, and when they walk in a room, you can tell whether they're okay or not.
Right.
And so
You
that's
can
the
sense
first
it.
thing I would ask. Okay, are you okay? You know, even I met you. What was the first thing that I said to you?
That's the first thing you said was I okay, but like I can really go, cause my mind, this is the stuff that I really think about. I got a very close friend to me, very, very close friend to me. And his mama, hey, how y'all doing? And I have a natural habit of just being like, yeah, all right. Like, how y'all doing? It's just my natural. And the first thing it's her, she really shows hard love. She had to get me to understand that side of the map too, but she came to me and was like, don't ask me if I'm all right. I don't like that. And it's just like, the way the world's set up, like, when she explained it to me, for me to ask her if she's all right, it seemed to her like I done heard something through the grapevine from somebody else.
Like
So, but it's really me genuinely asking you, are you okay? Because like, I know how it feels for people to walk past me and not ask me, am I not okay?
And
won't even speak to you.
Right.
And what's
Right,
interesting
right.
is she's probably used to it like most people,
And that's
not
and
really
I
caring.
had to accept that.
Yeah.
But the only thing that I can continue, once again, the patience that I was talking about earlier,
yes.
only thing that I can continue to do is just continue to try to just love her.
And be
But
patient
the
with
thing about it is I gotta love her. Like the thing about love is like it's a two-way street. It's not one-sided. So like understand that this is the person that I am. So I apologize if I still ask you if you all right. But the fact that I love you, I take into consideration that that's what you don't like. So I try my best but just understand that I just want to know if you okay.
It's coming from an authentic place.
It's not authentic. Ain't even the word.
It's deeper than that.
It's deep
Yeah,
in the
but you know,
soul.
but you even think about when someone asks you, "Are you okay?" Do you really think about in your mind to ask yourself,
Are you okay?
Yeah.
because I think it's just something that sometimes that we just do, how you doing, how are you? And then when your answer, when you say I'm fine, but do you really
think about it?
do you
Are you
really
thinking
think
about it? Gotcha.
Am I
I
okay?
don't. You be,
I've had
The
a
thing
bad
about
day
it is
today. No, I'm not okay.
you could ask somebody that right now. You could go out there and ask somebody that right now, and because I've tested the theory. You can ask somebody if they okay, and I do it too. You can ask somebody if they okay. Their first initial answer gonna be, yeah, I'm good. But then let it get quiet for a quick second, and then ask them, nah, are you really all right?
Yeah,
Are you?
yeah.
And then they gon'
No, not really.
it's gonna pour out. It's gonna come out. It's gonna come out. And I feel like the frequency that I'm moving on, like even in this moment that I'm sharing with y'all, the moments that I shared with my friends last night, it's not just the love that I have for my friends. This is a frequency that the world need to move on. This is a world that this is a frequency that the world, this is the frequency that Langston Hughes wrote about, Maya Angelou wrote about. Like this is the frequency that not Langston Hughes, but Malcolm X moved on. Like y'all get what I'm saying? Because sometimes I cross over my words, but my point get across very well.
We got it.
Like this is the frequency that them brothers that stood for us, them sisters that stood for us, the names that we know and don't know. Because it's more that there is so much more that they don't tell us.
That's right.
And it's a lot of brothers and sisters that's really lost their names we don't know, and we can't even scream it like Malcolm X. We can't even go give them murals on the wall because we don't know their names.
That's
and you
right.
was just telling me so important how a name was, and even my friend told me earlier, when you leave, people will forget memories and all that, but they always gonna remember your name.
That's right.
That's it.
Whether it's a good name or a bad name.
They gonna remember your
Do
name.
you remember Mr. So-and-so? Oh yeah, I remember that old man.
And then that's when everything come else with it.
Yes.
But the thought of your name, they'll always remember what you
That's
look
right.
like in your name first before any good or bad memory come across.
Right, that's correct. That's
Right,
correct. So that's why it's so the name is very important. But this is some good stuff. So I think that as a people, as a race, I don't think we ask each other enough, are you okay?
Right.
I don't think that we care enough about each other.
Because
we're so accustomed want to find the negative things.
Yes.
Find
Yes.
bad things.
Because the way they got it pictured is like they only make those great services of therapy and all that easy and available, like you said, as a race. So if you want to go there just a little bit, because I'm not a racist person, I love everybody. This is a frequency once again for the world. So if you want to go there a little bit, like us black men, black women, it seemed like it's easier for other races to get this. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I don't believe in therapy. I don't believe in going into a room talking to somebody who was taught and had to pay to understand how I feel. When it's somebody like you who done sat behind the wall, you feel what I'm saying? You don't got no doctorates or a PhD degree, but you really understand me. And the more and more I talk, it make you want to hug me. And at the end of the day, that's all I really want. Because at the end of the day, what them therapists gonna see you again, you ain't nothing but a dollar sign to them folk. I don't really believe in this is therapy to me.
Right now.
When I write my poetry, when I go do my music, even when this is therapy.
Gotcha.
And what's the catch to it is, it's free. You feel what I'm saying? That therapy that I'm talking about for everybody else, and then once again, this same therapy is start with self.
Gotcha.
Because even when you go talk to them, the books that they study, they're basically telling you to love yourself first.
Gotcha.
Because
get in tune with yourself.
What's the other cliche line we done heard so many times? You can't love nobody until you love yourself first.
That's right.
And that's so deep, because if you don't have no love for yourself, how can I expect you to really love me when you just as valuable as what you see me as?
That's right. I like that. Real talk. This is real talk. I like this.
Indeed.
I like this.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Ooh, and the thing, what you said, Maya Angelou, like that's how I know the spirits is really running right now, because whatever poem you talking about, I know of Maya Angelou for real, but never read it. But her spirit running through me because her words didn't get heard like they were supposed to. The words that she wrote years ago was supposed to be heard for this generation.
Yep.
It was because this generation that we living in right now, it's not even the love. It's a fire in this generation that your generation didn't have. Your generation, because they not scared. They not scared.
That's right.
And the fire that they got, we putting it towards each other, and we beating ourselves or we beating up. But it's like I said, you want to go race a little bit. Love each other first as a race, and then put yourself up. Like in every time we go to love ourselves as a race, they take that one person that empowers, and then it breaks us down, and then we got to start over
to get another one to put back. I got you.
Right.
So
but if you take them words that them leaders that we've lost, if you take them words, they telling you to empower yourself. Empower. Enlightenment starts within. That's why it's enlightenment.
Yes. So question, how do, with this generation having that fire and being fierce and not afraid, how do we, what would be your analogy or solution on how to get this generation to come together and not fight against each other and harm one another, but to empower one another
and to love one another.
Before I answer that, I just want to say I apologize for how I can ramble and run off sometimes. Once again, like we talking about asking if I'm okay. Like sometimes I can run off and ramble, but I can sense that people get tired of me talking. But at the same time, the more and more you listen to me talk, the more and more the picture that I'm trying to get so many people to understand, the more and more beautiful that picture becomes, you know. And the thing about that picture, it just takes time. Like the colors that's coming in, it just it takes time because words can't describe how I feel sometimes. But I guarantee you, if you like right now, if you was to give me just a hug, and I'm telling you this, and you a man, like of course it'd be from you because you my grandma, you my mom. But it's harder for men You feel what I'm saying? If you was to give me if I was to keep talking to you, you break out and give me a hug, I break down in tears because that's all I want.
Gotcha.
You feel what I'm saying? Like but they make it seem like it's gay for you to give me a hug, but it's not. You feel what I'm saying? You you really feel where I'm coming from.
Gotcha.
I got a friend that I've known for years. You know, my mind always go to shake his hand, but he always, bro, I want to give you a hug because I want you to know I love you, bro. Like we've been around for like we've been friends for life. Like we past shaking hands. You feel what I'm saying? But to go back to what you asked me earlier, like you just do the things that make you feel out of place. You feel what I'm saying? For example, like this is just me coming to my mind, but like a bunch of young brothers in like having a water gun fight in the summertime, like, you know, like, of course, like, with high times is, you know, you'll have to go through the security measure, but I'm thinking about the beautiful picture. You feel what I'm saying? A bunch of young brothers, you know, water guns, water balloons, you know, free grill rolling or something like how they used to do back in the day when money,
you don't see that.
Right, they took a lot of that out. They took a lot of that out. Like what happened to the Frank Callen boy girl? You know what happened to the Salvation Army after school? We could go play basketball with each other. You know what happened to all that? They took that from, once again, you want to go race a little bit from us. You know, but the YMCA open. You feel what I'm saying? You going
stuff from us, but they, it's so deep to me. You feel what I'm saying? Like a lot of this, like I don't care for school because school don't allow you to be free. Right now, I'm in my creative mind and I'm free, so I can give you whatever you want me to give you. Like I'm free. Like for example, they don't want you to listen to music in school, but that one boy that get away with listening to that music, I bet you his grades is A1. I bet you his grades is good. That's interesting because I have a couple friends who are teachers and principals. They talked about how certain things in school they don't want to transpire. But are you saying that? But it was just saying, well, a lot of these kids don't listen. They don't want to come to school.
I agree.
Okay,
I agree with that. I'm not saying that part is cool. But what I'm saying is them kids that come to school, that actually come to school and not even come to school. Some of them kids that don't have a choice but to come to school, because at the end of the day, some kids do come to school. They're not thinking about the education. Them kids that y'all see stealing the free meals, that's going back home to they brothers and sisters because they mama and them so stressed out about paying bills. You feel like it's that deep. Them kids that gotta come to school, don't make them feel like they coming to school to, you know, like they gotta grab something. A lot of them make them come to school.
Surviving then.
Right. A lot of them make them feel like they coming to school to have fun and be free. Like y'all telling me to paint this cloud blue, but what if I see the cloud purple? What if I see it black? What if I
your imagination? Do not let them use their own imagination.
Like something so deep to me. You want to know something that I just learned probably like a couple weeks ago? Egyptians were the first civilization of people to see the color blue. It's a stone that I'm interested in. It's called lapis lazuli, and it's a blue stone. But when like I said, they were the first ones to see the color blue. So when they saw you with that lapis lazuli on, you were a sense of royalty. That's why you get that royal blue. But then when you flip it, once again, I'm still on the race just a little bit. The Greeks and the Romans, they couldn't see the color blue. So when you went to go ask them what color the sky was, if they couldn't see blue, they're going to tell you whatever they saw.
Yeah.
But their perspective is no different from mine because we both see the same thing. I just see this beautiful picture a little different from yours. That don't make me no different from you. You know, like
just what you see.
Yeah, but if you take the time to really listen to what I'm saying, you see the cloud purple, I see the cloud blue, but are we still not talking about a cloud? You know, are we still not talking about the same thing? It's perspective. You know, just because I see it one way and you see it the other way don't mean that it's not the same thing.
And so, which segues to me asking this question. Do you feel like most people are not really concerned about how you feel And are you okay? Because they're so focused on the perspective, the different perspectives of things.
The perspective, the perspective. Sometimes, like I said, I talk a lot, so it might take a lot for me to get to the point of what I'm saying. But like I said, sometimes it's no words to explain how I feel. So just bear with me for a second while I try to get it out.
Doesn't so much see the different people's perspectives, so they really don't care about how you feeling. Or how the next individual is feeling.
Thank you, God. God brought it back to me. That I wanted to try to do a little podcast myself, but and I said, but this is an opportunity for me. So that's one thing that I wanted to say is people won't just follow with me because it's a lot of peoples in this when I say this, but this is the best way I can explain it. You feel what I'm saying? People want people to care so much about their problems, but do you take the time to care about other people's problems? Do you take the time to care about other people?
Gotcha. So is it what? Because I want to make sure what you're conveying.
Because everybody feel like, you know how you could feel like people, oh, woe is me, I'm the only one going through this.
But then they don't care about no one else.
But at the end of the day, but when me and you really talk, you realize me and you both going through the same things, you know, and we could really, you know, it's like, take the time to actually care for other people because you never know what you could find for yourself.
Within what they dealing with.
Right. It's a beautiful lesson in every moment. Every person's struggle is different, but I done learned so many lessons from other people's struggles that I never went through. You feel what I'm saying? Like whether it's perseverance or how to get through it because they still getting through a tough situation. And the thing is, I've never been through that tough situation, and listening to your tough situation make me realize, damn, my situation ain't that big.
Man, I got you.
So like sometimes if you really shut your mouth and listen, you hear people really going through worse than what you. What's that other thing that I've seen on so many people's walls? I used to be ungrateful. I used to, oh God, bring it to me. I used to be mad about walking till I seen a man with no feet.
That's right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, I hear
like,
that a lot.
Like that. And the thing is, I've seen it a million times, but the frequency that I'm moving on, when I think about it in my mind, it gives me the shivers because it's so deep. Like you walking around, y'all walking to me, listening to what I'm saying, but imagine sitting there with no feet.
Can't walk.
One of my best friends had to pull up on me, and I just went through like a whole month and a half, 2 months with missing one leg. You feel what I'm saying? So I could imagine 2 feet.
That's right. Yes.
Oh my God, it's so deep, man. Oh my goodness, it's so deep.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Like I said, I apologize for the depth, but
we have to bring you back.
That's the only way, because I keep talking, my love. I keep talking. And I appreciate y'all for this opportunity. But even if I don't get a chance to come back, even if I don't get a chance to speak again, you know, like I'm glad that these words got captured, because one thing about that camera, once it get recorded and put on that, and this is heard for generations to come, and hopefully this will shape the souls of the younger ones, younger than the ones that's going in the ground that's 25, 24. I'm trying to shake the souls of the ones that's 12, 13, 11. You feel what I'm saying? 9. Like I said, the more and more I talk about it, I could go that deep, because you know, bring me back and I really talk for y'all, for real.
Yeah, I mean, real talk.
Yeah, definitely got to have you back.
Definitely have you back, Chris. Thank you so much. This segment is sponsored by Carla Williams Funeral Directors, 492 Larkin Street, here in Atlanta, here in the Castleberry area. So this is Dr. Carol, the Queen of Castleberry. Thank you for coming, and we'll see you soon.
Hey.
Yeah, man.
Listen, now I can get that hug.
Yeah, man.
Hey, you still down there on camera.
Camera still rolling.
I really would have rapped. I'm glad the camera's still rolling, but my body really didn't want me to get that hug that I was talking about. I didn't want that on camera.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Because then it would have seemed too that you you was holding on to give you waited in your mind to give me that. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like that's how I'm trying to shake the room. Like I said, the tears I gave, man. I'm genuine. I can give them to you right now. They come from my body, man.
Yeah.
This the shit that I want the world to feel, man.
They need to feel. Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, like I can
And see, we hope
like,
that's a
and I know we
young
off script now, like we ain't even doing it, but like this is the shit that I apologize for cursing, like, but this the shit that I sit in my room about by myself. You feel what I'm saying? Like I was telling my friends last night, like the thoughts give me the shivers. You feel what I'm saying? Especially when you be that close to God. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Oh yeah.
it's so deep. Yeah, it's so deep. That's why I said I'm trying to shake the souls of the ones that's.
Oh yeah.
That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
See, this is what we need. This is what we need.
Yeah.
That shit's so real, man. Like sometimes I don't want to be perceived as a thug with a pistol hanging out my pocket. Sometimes I want to be seen as this. Because at the end of the day, if people really see me as this versus the pistol hanging out my pocket, I would get more love. But the thing is, the world's so judgmental.
That's right.
That I gotta be a thug with a pistol out
And
my
you know,
pocket.
a prime example like
Oh,
this.
man, that shit's so
When my
deep,
sons
boy.
and Kevin, when they start wearing gun on
Yeah.
that, and I said, Carlos, I said, why are you? He said, Mama, this. He said, that's just the way the world.
It's the
is."
world. It's the
Yes.
world. Because the world's so cold. And the thing
You know what they told me?
What
They
is that?
bought me a gun. I have a gun. They said, you need to be.
But guess what though?
Listen, you
Interesting
need to-
enough, last night, 3 people got shot. Two people got killed last night at a party that my friend daughter went to. She called screaming and yelling. 3 people. Girl gets shot right there. 13-year-old girl. So you try
Crazy.
You try
Crazy.
to shake and vibrate the soul.
Yeah.
Her boyfriend and the guy got into it. She get killed.
But
Crazy.
we so quick
Crazy.
to fight
Crazy.
than to love.
Right.
That's-
Right. That's the thing. Like I said, like sometimes I really like people really perceive me to be aggressive, and sometimes I can be kind of, but it's just because people really won't listen. But really, I really don't like confrontation. Like if you see me with a pistol, but honestly, my pistol is to protect me because I'm so loving. I know people would.
They
You
gonna
feel
take
that?
that.
Yeah, and they gonna, yeah. So